The Imperial Fists Bastion Strike Force was released during the holiday season 2022, so it is slightly more than 2 years old. In spite of this short time, this box is almost unavailable on the second-hand market by now. I was able to locate only one posting from the UK that costs almost 350 British pounds, which makes it $450 US. And there were 2 auctions in their 200s of US dollars from the US, which brings me to the idea that they will end up somewhere around 300-400 easily. So this box by now costs 3 times the original price, which usually happens to the Battleforce boxes. Well, let's take a look what this box is about. And by the way, I was able to get it at the release, so I did not pay these ridiculous sums of money. And this is probably the longest sitting on my shelf kind of Battleforce box. The only reason I'm opening it today is because I need these things for my Death Watch project. Nevertheless, this box is very cool. It has 15 Heavy Intercessors, which are really, really nice looking. I really like the Heavy Intercessors. They look bulky, almost as bulky as Terminators, but still very, very cool. It has 3 Aggressors and Tor Garadon that we're gonna build for sure on this channel. And of course, I am most interested into this part because I would like to build some Imperial Fist characters, seconded to Death Watch. Let's go ahead and see what's in the box. Really love the art. I really hope that we will see something cool for the Imperial Fists soon. For those of you who have seen the Salamanders box, released pretty much almost at the same time, you remember how tightly packed it was? This box is not, because it has less miniatures. The Salamanders box has 27, and this one has just 19. Let's see what we have here. So we have number of 40mm bases, more 40mm bases, more 40mm bases, and these are also 40mm bases. This is actually quite funny that they put separate kits here, but this is probably how they produce them on a factory. They just have some factory line that assemble, or some people that assemble this kind of stuff from presets. Okay, I'm gonna move this aside so we can see what is going on. First of all, we get really nice upgrade sprue from year 2019, as we can read over here. This is an upgrade sprue for Imperial Fists. We can use 6 shoulder pads for the Intercessor kind of pals, and for heavier folks we have 3 shoulder pads in this style. This is a very basic upgrade sprue. I think this is the first iteration of Primaris upgrade sprues, because Dark Angels and Blood Angels have fancier upgrade sprues, and these ones are just for Intercessors or, I don't know, Aggressors of some sort. I have already used one of these before. I was building a kit of Primaris Intercessors, 10-man squads, and this kit, this upgrade sprue, is amazing. I used pretty much everything from this sprue. Very, very nice. They have cool heads here. We're gonna use for sure the vast majority of these bits. We get a second upgrade sprue, which looks exactly the same. As you can see, this one is slightly damaged, but this is fine. Then we get a character sprue. This is definitely Tor Garadon. He has a gravitic gun of some sort. I think it's probably sitting on his shoulder, as shown over here on the box. It's this thing. He wears Heavy Intercessor armor, the Gravis armor, and he has a cool cape over here. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun building this spell. To be very honest, I have already built this spell before, because my girlfriend is all about Imperial Fists, and I have built Tor Garadon for her before. This sprue, I'm gonna move this aside a little bit more so we can see the sprue. This sprue is for the Aggressors. This is a standard Aggressor sprue, all the way from year 2017. I think the copyright information is pretty much when this sprue was produced, and after that they will just stamp it indefinitely. This is a standard Aggressors kit, nothing special here. These are not the easy-to-build Aggressors that you could purchase separately. These are the fancy Aggressors with the rocket launchers. Very, very nice. Next, we see Heavy Intercessors kits. It's a lot of bulky folks here. Really cool helmets. Love the helmets of these guys. They are amazing. And of course, the shoulder pads, you can assemble them for any chapter you want, unless you use the upgrade sprue, of course. Heavy guns, looking incredibly cool. So this is sprue number 1. This is exactly the same kind of sprue for the Heavy Intercessors, sprue number 2. And this is exactly the same sprue number 3. In total, you can build 15 pals from these sprues. What else do we have here? Of course, we have some description of what the upgrade sprue has. This is how you build a pal with the most kind of stuff. It's actually quite peculiar that they have a camera. I don't know why, but apparently they do. This is probably gonna be handy for some sort of sergeant unit or lieutenant or whoever. Gonna be incredibly cool. I really love the upgrade sprue for Imperial Fists because in my book it has the most usable beats ever, pretty much, for the first wave of upgrade sprues. Because all this stuff you can easily use. I ended up using pretty much everything, probably apart from some of these small decorations, but I'm pretty sure I used them too. So this is really, really, really cool. Now it's actually quite interesting for me, because I'm not entirely sure if this is the standard one, because if we compare it to a Space Wolves upgrade sprue, we can see that it's same kind of stuff, but for the Imperial Fists we have double of things. Now I will have to check the interwebs and see if this is a standard one, or if they produced this for this specific box, but which I really doubt, because this covers both upgrade sprues, as you can see. And this is the one of them for the Space Wolves. So it's twice more stuff on the Imperial Fist upgrade sprues, just because it's 2 of them. Anyways, next we have 2 really nice transfer sheets. These are the transfer sheets for the Imperial Fists. I'm not entirely sure if this is gonna be enough. I'm actually quite surprised it is only 2 of them. I was thinking that you might need more, because you effectively have 4 units. I have a feeling that we are missing some transfer sheets here, but probably this is just because these transfer sheets come with this upgrades sprue kits, and you probably have 2 of the sprues here and 2 of the transfer sheets. Anyways, we have assembly instructions. This is Tor Garadon. As you can see, the Tor Garadon has a lot of fancy stuff. No optional assembly whatsoever. He has a tactical rock though. These are some stats for his weapons. I really like his power fist over here. Really cool miniature. These are Heavy Intercessors. It's a lot of stuff here, so they can be built with 2 types of weapons. I'm pretty sure they also are able to have specialists, yeah, with heavier stuff. I think this is the gunner. Yeah, exactly. This is the gunner. Very, very cool miniatures. And this is how they look together. 3 types of weapons I mentioned here. These are our Heavy Intercessors. These are the Aggressors. The Aggressors can be built in 2 different ways. We don't have a transfer sheet for them. Somewhat surprisingly, this is quite interesting. The Aggressors can be either built with the bolters or with the flamers. And of course, flamers are fitting more for the salamanders, and the bolters are probably for our Imperial Fists. Pretty sure that we have this kit in the salamanders Battleforce too. So let's see. They explain how to build these pals. These pals, easy to build pals, these are not easy to build, but the easy to build alternative with pins was really a nightmare for me, because these were among the first miniatures that I have purchased for Warhammer 40k in 2020, and I had a lot of really doubtful fun trying to assemble them with pins. And since then, I'm just shortening the pins all the way. Of course, this is not the case with these Aggressors. because they are not easy to build, or you would think easy to build, not that easy. So these pals are pretty much normal aggressors, and this is how you build them. Very, very cool looking pals. Now I'm not sure if they are strong in the game or not, because I was under the impression that they are quite potent, and then somebody told me in the comments that they are not. So if you know more on the current state of events, let me know. And that is pretty much what is in the box. We have an anti-box here. This box looks quite cool. It does not have a lot of things here. It has just 3 sprues for Heavy Intercessors, 1 sprue for the Aggressors, 2 upgrade kits, which yet again I'm most interested in right now. And of course we're gonna build Tor Garadon in some near future. This is a really cool miniature. This miniature is really cool for conversions. Some people convert him into a fancy tech marine, because the tech marines have similar kind of setup. They have some weapons hanging from their shoulders and whatnot. Actually, we might do just that. We shall see how we will use this miniature. But since we did not build Tor Garadon on the channel before, I think we will start there. So, couple of final words regarding this Battleforce box. By now it is almost certain you won't be able to find it for a reasonable amount of money, so the only reason for you to get this box would be either to open it on YouTube or do something very similar if you're doing some sort of channel like I do, or if you will be able to find it somewhere really cheap for whatever reason. And really cheap probably means cheaper than the combined contents of this box, because now the price of this box is sitting very close, if not above, the price of the contents separately. As I already have mentioned, it's not a lot of postings on eBay. At least this box is being sold on eBay at the moment. Some of these Battleforce boxes that showed up simultaneously with this one are not even there, like Science of McRage are not available, you cannot find them, because that box probably had most of the value. It just disappeared immediately and nobody is selling it. I'm looking closely for that box, but I have all the contents from that box, that is why I never bought it. And I think that is gonna be it for today, my friends. Let me know in the comment section below if you have purchased this box, if you were lucky enough to get it when it was released, if you have built Tor Garadon, and if you have used these nice upgrade sprues to build Deathwatch or Imperial Fists. Let me know. If you like this video, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. You will get more content like this that way in the future. Check out the video that you see now on your screen. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.